Today we are sketching this, a really busy scene, but we're doing it in our normal loose techniques. We're actually going to start by drawing the people, and then we can build the rest of this scene, the rest of this very busy street in Keswick around the people. The people then can be the punches of colour, the life coming through. The buildings can be that structure and the sort of sense of place. And by the end, we'll have had a lot of fun. We'll have captured a little bit of memory and hopefully maybe learnt something along the way as well. So what are we using? Well, I've got my fountain pen. This is Platinum 3776. It's got carbon ink, that's black ink, and it's waterproof in it. I've got my normal set of watercolours, a couple of round brushes, and my normal paper. Now all of these things are listed in my supplies link, so if you want to find out more about exactly what I'm using, my exact colours, go and check out the link down below in the description. And just like that, we're ready to go. And I always start with what I call shapes. So here we have this scene with a really strong perspective, and I'm going to start in the distance with the tree which is in the middle, and it's just going to be a simple shape. The tree is basically a circle. And from that tree, I'm actually going to start, for once, I'm going to start with something different. I'm actually going to bring these people forward. We've got people sort of stacking, going all the way up and coming towards us. Because this street is basically flat, what we'll find is all the people, even as they get really close to us, the people's heads are approximately on a line. They're approximately on the horizon line, which is about eye level. That is because this street is flat, so that makes it really easy to actually start with all these people. And because we can start with these people, it means that we can actually just get a lot of the busyness of the sketch in first, and then we can sketch the buildings around them. Add in this person's dog as well, and we can start adding in people with little accessories and things like that. So some of the people I've already drawn, we can give bags, we can give hands, we can have them holding their phone, just add those tiny little details. Coming all the way over here, we've got this lady sort of slightly hunched over with a little rucksack on. She's wearing a big pink coat, and she's a bit of an older lady, I think. And there we go. Don't need to finish them off either. And here we've got a man who's sat down, so we can get his hands on his knees, and we can just get that bench in, our first bit of non-tree, non-human for the scene. A couple more people going back here as well. Just get them in. Little simple shapes, little suggestions. More little simple people going back. And now we're ready to kind of build the scene around them. And that means that when we draw vertical lines coming down, we know where to stop. We stop on top of the people. So let's just go for it. So what we've got is a series of sort of overlapping, stacked up roof shapes, haven't we? So I'm going to try and just capture that feel first. Coming down with lots of straight vertical lines, because what we can kind of see is we've got the straight vertical lines separating all these buildings out, and then coming along we've got lines of perspective. The lines of perspective get broken up by some of these roof shapes, but otherwise they're, broadly speaking, just lines of perspective sort of floating and flowing backwards. And there we go. Next one there. And then we're kind of almost getting to the edge. We can see we've lined it up quite well, because this lady comes underneath this big building, and that comes up like so. Then we can just do a couple of little details like the windows I've got in the scene here, and maybe some of these windows as well. And then they've got little plants coming under, so I'm just going to simulate those with tiny scratchy little marks. And we'll get this awning in as well. I think it's an awning, it might just be a sign. Doesn't really matter, as long as we get the idea of it in. That's all I'm after for today's light and loose bit of sketching. Coming along, we've got all the sort of the shop fronts coming along like so. Get a couple more of these vertical lines in to separate out all these stacked up buildings, and then move over to the other side. So here we actually start off with a little awning here, which comes a long way across. Then we can intersect that with these kind of roofs as well. Now these roofs are very high, they're actually much taller in our vision. They're not actually taller, but they're closer to us, so they're taller in our vision than the other side. So we just need to take care and make I'm not sure what I was trying to say. Take care, that's certainly what I meant. To line up both sides of the street here so that we don't end up with a street which doesn't make sense, so that the perspective gets sort of lost, gets sort of wobbly and odd. I'm going to come down, get this window which is right in the foreground, get this sign which is also right in the foreground, and it's closer, lower down than everything on this side of the street. So actually, so far we've done all right. Got a load of people here sat down that we can kind of start scratching in as well, just to fill up the busyness, give the tables some legs, and that will make that side make a bit more sense. And then just want to make a little bit more sense of what's going on here. Again, these kind of vertical lines will show us the stacked up nature of these buildings. There's a few windows we can see, they're kind of creeping out the top of the image at times. We've got a few more awnings coming across. We can just get the undersides of those. And I think we're pretty much there. This is this kind of screen that's blocking off a lot of our view. And then underneath that screen we do see, or behind that screen rather, we do see some more stacked up little vertical shapes. In the background we're just missing a roof here and a little suggestion of some buildings there. I think that actually that is the majority of our sketch done. A very simple sketch, nicely centered in the middle of our page, and that means that we can have a bit of fun immediately with our colours. What I want to do is not take away from the sketch with these colours, so it's going to be very light, very gentle, very loose. I'm going to start with my favourite colour as normal, a bit of cobalt blue, splash that in, a little bit of fresh cobalt blue as well out the pan, and you can see the difference between the cobalt blue which was mixed and the cobalt blue which is fresh out of the pan. They've got very different sort of tones, different levels of murkiness really from the other stuff in my pan. Then coming forward, this is cobalt green. Going to use that very gently into that tree. The tree's also got a bit of an autumnal feel, so it's going to clean my brush off and perhaps just take a nice warm colour and touch that in as well. And then I might actually try and pay a little bit of attention to the actual colours of the buildings for once. So we've got a warm building, we've got a light blue building, then the next building we have is a sort of, well, it's a bit of a cobalty blue, it's a more solid blue building. Underneath all of them we've got some sort of quite dark awnings. I'm going to do that with a neutral brown mixed with a bit of indigo, so that's a Van Dyke brown and a bit of indigo. That gives us a nice dark undertone to that awning. Bit of darkness there. Bring that down here as well. Then on the other side, what have we got? We've actually got quite a lot of neutral feeling buildings, so just going to let that brown do a bit of work before we come to another light blue building somewhere about here, and then actually quite a dark building. So do you see how just very quickly I'm identifying just what I think are the key elements, the key colours, and just touching them in. And now what I'm going to be able to do is just lift my page and add a little bit more intensity to some of these colours and let these colours flow and move as well. So I don't want my colours to stay rigidly in one place. I want to have a enjoyable flowing sort of image where the colours are doing a lot of the work for me. If I just come in again with a clean brush, I can probably soften that so that we have a nice, not instead of pooling of colour, we have a nice kind of joining up of the colours, but nothing too intense. Don't mind covering up the people. I also don't mind if some of them stay a little uncovered. Then maybe some of these darks can come in. And really I just want to play with what these colours can do. So I'm just going to touch in where I think the blues could be richer, I'll touch that in. Where I think the turquoise, the light blue could be richer, I'll just touch that in. All whilst things are still nice and wet. And that's going to give us plenty of fluidity, going to avoid overdoing our sketch hopefully, and also make it just naturally interesting, hopefully naturally suits the loose, simple lines that we've done. Just a few splashes. Got a big piece of paper today, and what I've taken to doing is sketching on big paper, but then if I want to frame this or put it up on Etsy or something like that, I can trim it to size, but I then don't stay sort of too stuck within limitations of a tiny piece of paper or a giant piece of paper. I can be a bit more fluid, a bit more free. move these colours around a tiny bit more, and then I'm just going to let this guy dry and we'll see what he looks like. And we can go on to step 3, adding some bold colours before we find a little of our structure back with a bit more ink. And here we are, we're nice and dry. And I actually don't want to do too much to this, I don't think. I think just a few bold touches of these brighter colours. A little bit of my turquoise there, a little bit of my cobalt blue in another place, just a couple of little highlights, maybe a few splashes up in the sky. And increasing the contrast as well. So I'm going to take this kind of neutral dark colour and just use it to increase the contrast. Maybe bring out a couple of these windows, for example. But really I don't want to do too much in most of the painting. I'm going to lift the warmth in a couple of these buildings as well. And what I do want to do is lift these people a little bit. Because we started with the people and we haven't touched them with the colour really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take quite thick paint. I'm going to start with Handsy Yellow and I'm going to start just unifying these people. So they're going to be unified because they're going to have a similar kind of colour scheme. So we'll start off with making lots of these people yellow, little dabs of yellow on them. Then we can change tacks and we can take maybe a bit of this. This is Mars Yellow. So they'll be similar but different. They'll have just a slightly different feel, and we can even use the Mars Yellow alongside the yellow in some people just to suggest kind of idea of maybe some shadows. And then next colour, a little bit of red, something we haven't used either. So we can now have a little bit of red tucked in on a few of our people, even paint in a couple more people if we want. And now we've got our people, we're making a little feature of our loose, hopefully quite fun people, pulling them apart by making them a rather different toned what was going on before. A few of those splashes as well, again just to unify the image, to keep things not too boisterous in one place. Going to take a little bit more green. I want that green, now that we've got lots of bold colours, I want that green just to be doing a little bit more heavy lifting. And we can use our green on these plants, and again just touching them into the people and even into the road in a few places. And then last little bit's just going to be adding a bit more interest. We've got these kind of shapes that we pick out, so let's use them, layer up some colours inside some of those shapes, but without overdoing it, without turning a very simple sketch into something more, something it isn't. And like that, I think we're ready to move on to the next step, which is a little bit of extra ink to find some of our structure. So all I'm going to do now is try and find the lines I think are most important to kind of telling the story, and that's sort of a lot of these vertical lines which bring the whole image together. Also some of these lines in the foreground, perhaps little bits of hatching in the foreground to create a little bit of depth. And then again just a few of these shapes, these vertical lines on the other side as well. So for me these vertical lines are what are showing us the main features of the houses really. The horizontal lines are showing us the main feature of the scene. So we've got the scene, the perspective, the flow down the street versus how the houses are lined up, where the windows are, what's going on below that. That's all these vertical lines. And yes, absolutely, you'd be right to say this is abstract in many ways, and that is absolutely what I enjoy doing. So feel free to be neater, feel free to be more specific, to be more accurate if you want, or feel free to be looser, feel free to really let the colours flow even more than I do. I think it's art, so you're there to find your own creative voice in the end. And a few of these people are just going to make a little bolder, don't want to do too much. And what we're missing, I think, is a little bit of texture in the street. Kind of just has this empty feel at the moment, so a few marks which are hopefully fitting with this feel of flowing perspective. A few bold marks going back here as well, just in those windows, just suggesting something else. And I think that's pretty much my little sketch done. Are there any finishing touches I want to add? I don't think so. The last thing though that I have been enjoying doing recently, and I know this is always a little bit divisive, some people love it, some people hate it, is just finding a little frame for my scene. So here we can find where we want to draw our kind of ink frame, we can capture some of these blobs of splashy colour that we found. We can give it a little loop, we can make it flow around. And now, for me, we suddenly have this window into the scene. This is Keswick High Street, so I might just write that in here as well, Keswick. And again, as ever, just feel proud, feel happy. There's always something to love inside your sketch. And for me, I really like the busyness that we got today through identifying the people as the key feature at the beginning. So thank you everyone for watching my little sketching videos. If you enjoy my content, please do subscribe to my channel because it makes me really, really happy. Thanks again.